If you do anything arty or crafty, you're familiar with winding up with a bunch of random shit that inevitably lays around taking up space and not doing very much. Much like my ex-partners. For this week's video, I'm going through all those stash spots and pulling out any leftover bits and pieces or old creations that need a lot of love, and I'm going to turn them into something new and something spectacular. I'll actually be making 4 separate headpieces along the same style, which will make up the costumes for my upcoming Valentine's Day shoot. Now, if we don't know each other very well yet, headpieces are my jam. Look, there's another bloody one sitting right here. They're everywhere. I think there's nothing more visually overwhelming or stylish than just an absolutely stupid headpiece. I've bet my career on it. And hence why I have been making them for the past 20 years or so, which is amazing because I'm only 27. So I'm not going to use everything I've pulled out in this video, but the challenge here is to use up as many leftover items as I can and spend as little money as I can. I do know of one supply I am going to need at the end, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Where I can, I'll let you know where all the little bits and pieces came from as well. And just some of the supplies are going to be things that you always have lying around anyway, like hot glue, wire, paddle pop sticks if you're me. But I'm sure you have your own version of way too many of this one particular thing that you can use. Okay, cool. I found a slim wire headband hanging around, so this is a really good start. I'm going to make all these headpieces with a spiked halo, which are made just by getting cable ties and looping them one by one around the headband. That's the trick. I absolutely love it. Whoever came up with that idea just needs to win a Nobel Peace Prize or something, because that, chef's kiss. Getting pumped over halo headpieces. Look, I've already made one. So that's the beginning of something spectacular. Okay, back to it. So continuing on with the cable ties until the entire headband is covered. This tiara was the crown I won for Miss Halloween 2020. Ooh, what an accomplishment. And it's a gorgeous little thing, but I really don't get that much use out of it. So if I incorporate it into a headpiece or costume, I am more likely to get much more wear out of it. So the memories are still there, and now I'm just adding to them. I'm going to wire on the halo piece to it, but first I'm going to bend the wire headband so I can actually slide it through one of the tiara's holes for extra support. Then I'm going to wire it in. So whilst you're doing the great gathering, some other ideas of things you could hunt for are things like feathers, flowers, fabric, jewelry bits, broken pieces that can be salvaged, pearls, crystals, and gems. What I like to do is decide on the colors that I want or require for the look and just pull out everything in those colors. I stole these roses from a bouquet I had in the living room, and the red rhinestones are left over from the giant intestines boa I made for Coffin Choke's Halloween act in 2022. So I'm just gonna rhinestone these babies up using Fabrifuse glue. Now this silver fabric is left over from the Ice Queen costume I made for the gorgeous Sonia, and let me tell you, it sheds glitter everywhere. I actually didn't end up using any of this fabric in her costume, so I've got quite a bit of it. I'm going to cut it into strips and then tie it on either side of the tiara to create veils. I did up these lilies to decorate the frame from my Krampus shoot in 2021. Luckily, I still left the wire on them, so that's a good head start. I'm going to play around with placing these how I like before wiring them in, and I'm also going to hot glue gun them after I've wired it in, just for extra grip. Same thing with the roses. I'm going to play with placement before gluing them in. Next, I'm going to use PVA glue and paint the halo spikes, then cover them in fine silver glitter. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't do this before, it ain't my first rodeo with any kind of glitter. It will get everywhere while you continue to work on it. Craft herpes. You need to remember this like your corset and boots rule. So boots first, then corset, glitter at the very end as much as you can. Subscribe for more craft tips. Okay, we're gonna need more roses. Now, this was the only thing I went out and got for these pieces. I could have used, I've got a bunch of red carnations or other red flowers, but it's gonna be Valentine's Day and it needs to be roses. So I found just the cheapest pack I could find of those beautiful foam roses, and $5. Pretty good so far. Now, I might be being a bit pedantic here, but I want these roses a slightly deeper shade of red. So I'm gonna try two different methods. The first, I'm gonna use just straight glitter paint with fine glitter mixed in, and then extra glitter on top. Okay, that did make it a bit darker. But the next method I'm going to try is red paint with a tiny dash of black mixed in, and then add glitter as well. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I much prefer the darker one. I've got to let these dry, and you're about to see, once again, my classic Libra indecisiveness on full display. I decided I wanted all the new roses on the headpiece instead, so I ripped out the old ones. I'm also going to add rhinestones at the edge of each halo tip. Okay, now we can really get down to business. Same method as before, but with the new roses. Again, I'm just wiring and hot gluing them in. These butterflies are just those wall sticker ones you get a pack of heaps for like $2. I'm just going to paint and glitter them. Ooh, magic. Now I can finally put it on her head, and she's starting to look pretty good. And now it's time for my absolute favorite part of headpiece building, putting on an awesome soundtrack and just going nuts on the embellishments. I've had this necklace for years, but I love wearing it as head jewelry. I've got a ton of these. I never actually attach them permanently to anything, so I can reuse them for different looks. You just bobby pin these into your hair and it's good to go. Oh my God, I love it. So less than $5 later and I got the first of 4 headpieces all complete, and I'm so happy with the way that it turned out. As I already told you, this is obviously going to be the start of headpiece number 2. I'll give you updates on my socials of the other 3 that I made. Keep an eye out for them and go follow me if you want. It's at ladyhartofficial everywhere. So yeah, this is a pretty fun exercise and challenge I like to give myself every now and then, especially, you know, when the money's a bit tight because of cost of living. It's a really good way to look at the stuff that you already have, give it some love, and turn it into something really unique and special. So that's about it from me for another week. I'm gonna go make 3 more headpieces. It's gonna be great. If you haven't already, slide on over to the subscribe button like it's a jukebox and hit it for me. Thank you for joining me once again. I have been Lady Hart and you have been an audience. See you next week. You're all doomed. Doomed. Doomed.